Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, let's talk about something you guys have been requesting. How do I know my avoidant ex still thinks about me? How do I know they haven't moved on? And hopefully, you expect, how do I know if they're going to come back? So, today, let's talk about it. The first one is actually they keep their doors open. This sounds pretty obvious, but I think a lot of people take it differently, okay? They may say things like maybe one day, or I still care about you, or I think about you sometimes. This is not because they're trying to string you along. This is them actually genuinely having a feeling. It's a very raw feeling. That's exactly how they feel. They're just telling you exactly how you feel. A lot of people take this as, oh, they're just stringing me along or they're lying to me. This is not true. With an avoidant, their emotions, it's hard for them to really communicate their emotions in general. So it's not going to sound as polished. It doesn't even sound like there's a plan behind it. When they say, I still care about you, they are saying that. Sometimes they are trying to tell you something, but they just don't know how to say it. Sometimes it's because they don't want to give your hopes up, but the emotion is so strong, right? Avoidants are very afraid typically to get your hopes up. And so it's going to be really hard for them to even admit this to you. So if they're admitting this, the door is very much open. They definitely still think about you and they have not moved on. Okay? The next one is they do make efforts to stay connected. There usually is some effort to maintain contact, either through messages, calls. It might be hanging out, but sometimes it can be very indirect. It can be just social media. It can be them just liking your pictures. It can be watching your stories. It can even be them posting about song lyrics or something of that sort that you understand, right? They are making an effort to stay connected in some shape or form. Now, even more common with avoidance is if they stay connected as like friends. I know that's very annoying and I understand completely, but often it's because they don't want you to go. Like they just want you in their life and they were not ready for the romantic relationship that you were ready for. But it doesn't mean they didn't care about you. In fact, all it meant for them typically is that you guys were just in a different place. You wanted a little bit more than they were able to give, but that doesn't mean that they don't want you. They do. And so sometimes what they do is they stay connected with you in hopes that one day they can show up emotionally the way you need, and then they don't have to go through, the whole forest and mountains to find you. You're right there. So the next one is actually initiating contact. They may initiate contact. They may say hello every now and again. They may send you something like a meme. They may send you a funny video. They may send you a TikTok. They may send you anything. It might be through different platforms, right? They may send you a reel. They may send you a video on YouTube. They may even try to send you like pictures of what they're doing in hopes to spark a conversation to some extent. But also there's a part of them that some of them want you like updated on their life. And sometimes it's even more based on the way you guys broke up. I'm going to give an example because I see this so much. Let's say you guys broke up because you felt like they are not serious about you and they're not serious about their career. Okay. And maybe they were in between jobs and you felt like that's evidence that they don't care about you because you have been asking them to be more, showing up a little bit more, and you felt like you were spending more in the relationship and they haven't been pulling their weight. And so you broke up with them. And so maybe they show you pictures of like their new job, or they show you like a picture of their resume, or that they have an interview coming up. They are showing you those things because they're trying to show you, hey, I'm changing, but they also are struggling with being vulnerable. So that's like their indirect way of showing. It sounds strange, but a lot of avoidants do that. The next one is they actually might share life events. Very similar, but it's usually a little bit more on the positive side, right? Because the other one is like initiating contact where they're trying to spark a conversation because they're hoping somewhere subconsciously you might say, oh, you are getting a job. This is great. Let's get back together. I'm not saying you would do that, but sometimes like they're subconsciously feeling that way. Sharing life events is more like they're trying to show you, hey, I'm still, doing well. If you ever, I'm not a negative space. I'm someone that can give you what you want. We can connect in this way. I have more to my life now. Life events could be that they bought a new house and they're showing you that because there's a part of them that's saying like, hey, I'm doing well, or, I'm still here if you ever need me, whatever it may be. They may show that their cousin had a baby. So they're still sharing their life because they're saying you're still part of my life and what's happening in my life, I want you to know, okay? The next one is they keep your photos, gifts, and messages. This one is tricky because some avoidants get rid of it right away because it's too painful. And then other avoidants, they keep those things because they miss you. And so it really depends. You know your partner better about how they behave in this way, but I'm going to give both reasons why they do what they do so you can understand, okay? So let's say you bought them a necklace, okay? And they kept this necklace and they always wear it. Now they wear it like every day. Before, they didn't wear it that often. Now they wear it all the time. Maybe you see it on their pictures all the time. They're wearing that necklace. This is because who you were in their life was really special. And that time in their life is something they don't want to let go of probably ever. A lot of avoidants are very, when they have someone they open up to, they get like very attached to that person, okay? And so you might see them always having that, even more so because they really miss you. They may even have a photo of you, and that sounds a little strange. I'm not trying to say in like a creepy way, but often they don't really delete photos. Sometimes avoidants do that because they miss you. Now, some avoidants, depending, if they're in a relationship, sometimes they forget to delete photos. And so I'm not saying if your partner has like photos of their ex that they haven't moved on. That's not always the case. I'm just saying if they keep the photo in a very specific way, like on the phone background, right? Or they might have it. Maybe you guys framed a picture together. They still have that. That's kind of what I mean. It really depends because some avoidants, they just don't like getting rid of gifts in general. So it depends on how they treat it. Now, there's another type where avoidants, the gift that you gave them, anything about you, they have to like purge from their life completely because it's very, very painful, okay? This is a little bit more common with avoidant males. I think that's what I've noticed when I'm practicing. It's kind of hard because most of my patients are men. So maybe I'm wrong, could be very biased, but a lot of avoidant males I've noticed, okay? They completely get rid of everything that has to do with their ex, like completely. It's not that they're angry at you, but they just cannot even remember you. They don't want to. If you gave them something, even if it's like your Tupperware, they need to get rid of it. Even if it's just something that is not fully attached to you. Maybe you had a pen, your work pen that had your company on it and you left it at their house. They don't care. They don't want it. Anything, they're done. They either give it to you or they get rid of it as quick as possible, right? Even if it's completely insignificant, because it's very painful for them to be reminded of you every time they go there. They can't. They want to get over you as quick as possible, okay? The next one and the last one is sometimes they will show jealousy, okay? They are bothered if you're dating someone else or if you're hanging out with, sometimes they might even do this if you're just hanging out with friends, and it's not in a way where they're trying to control you. It's just they're seeing that you have time and you're spending time without them, even if they're the ones that broke up with you. It's a very confusing feeling for them because they left you not because they don't love you. It's because they felt like they weren't good enough for you. And I know it sounds like an excuse, but it is true. They felt like they could not meet your needs. And so they're still going to have an emotion if you're doing things without them because maybe you're hanging out with your friends and you guys could have been doing that together instead, right? Maybe you're dating someone new and there's a part of them that feels, I love this person. I was not enough, and this new guy or new girl is enough, right? It's very hard for them to see those things, but it doesn't mean they don't love you. And often this is a possibility they might come back. I don't know. It's up to you if you want them back, but it is something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and summarize. The first one is they keep the door open. The next one is they make efforts to stay connected. The third one is they actually initiate contact. The fourth one is that they actually are sharing life events. The fifth one is they actually keep your photos, gifts, or messages, or they delete it and purge it completely, depending, right? I explained that a little earlier. And the last one is they show jealousy. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.